How do I find out who hacked my email account? You don't. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom for askleo.com. Here's a question I got. I just want to tell you that someone has hacked one of my email IDs and has sent email from my ID to someone else. Now, please tell me how I can find out from which computer and from which place this email has been sent. In other words, how do I find who has hacked my email? Your cooperation will be highly appreciated. When accounts are hacked, folks really want to be able to figure out who did it. How did this happen? What computer were they on? Who are they? The short answer is you are extremely unlikely to figure out who hacked your email account. Here's what you should do instead. Now, a hack really means that someone was able to sign into your email account and send messages using that account. They then typically change your password and recovery information to lock you out of your account. Often being locked out is the first sign of your account has been compromised. However, none of that is actually required to send email that looks like it came from you. What's called from spoofing allows hackers to make email look like it comes from any email address they want. No actual account access is required. If you're still able to sign into your account, you may not have been hacked. Check the sent folder and perhaps the trash folder. If you only find messages there that you actually sent, there's a really good chance that your account has not been hacked at all. Now, the other extreme, of course, is that you can't sign in. Like I said, that's the most common sign of an account hack. If efforts to recover the account fail, well, you could lose the account forever. Even if you could identify the culprit, it probably wouldn't help you get your account back. It might feel like it should, but the reality is that the amount of effort and cooperation from so many organizations, law enforcement, both foreign and domestic, as well as the service itself, just isn't likely to happen. And it's certainly not going to happen in any useful time frame. Recover your account if you can, but don't count on finding the hacker as a way to help. Now, law enforcement may or may not be able to help. If laws have been broken, if you can involve local law enforcement and they have the time and the expertise to help, they may have the ability to get more information. Sometimes they can even track down an individual. Several things make that an extremely rare result. Law enforcement typically just doesn't have time. They have to prioritize other, more serious issues that need their attention. Law enforcement often doesn't have the expertise. While it is getting better, most law enforcement agencies just don't have the technical chops required in these kinds of situations. And, of course, law enforcement may not have jurisdiction. Hackers are often in other countries where your law enforcement agencies just can't help. Even though this is a personal violation that's incredibly important to you, it's just not a priority for most law enforcement agencies to help people with hacked accounts. If you're not able to get outside help tracking down the culprit, my advice is that you just don't bother trying. It'll be a frustrating experience, and as you can gather, the chances of finding anything are slim to none. What you can do is focus instead on recovery and prevention. Begin by reading my article, Email Hacked: 7 Things You Need to Do Now to make sure you've completely recovered your account, if you can. Changing your password is not enough and often leaves your account in a state that allows the hacker to quickly take it over again. There are several steps you need to take. Learn from the experience. As best you can, figure out how the hacker got into your account in the first place, and then take steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. For starters, follow the steps outlined in my article, Internet Safety: 7 Steps to Keeping Your Computer Safe on the Internet. Finally, after you've secured your account, or started fresh if you're unable to get the original one back, and you've plugged any security leaks, get on with your life. My advice? Let it go. Learn from the experience and do what you can to improve security so that it doesn't happen again. But as for finding out who hacked you, let it go. There's almost nothing you or I as individuals can do to get the information that I know you really want. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/4044. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.